teams desperately need a win. Frank not showing up for his team here. When it matters, this is, I mean, probably their most important game of the season. And
what a dramatic way to say it.
No call, no show.
Yeah, truly not showing up when it matters. He is no call, no show as far as we're aware. We would love to have you back, Frank. Please come back.
Yeah.
But Nextrescent.
Well, hopefully,
welcome to the
okay.
stage, and thankful that Nextrescent was able to step in and we're able to have the match played. We've got Riven and Cho'Gath banned away early.
Ooh, but no Katarina ban.
This isn't a Gemsy match, and it's not a Frost-Eyed match. So
we see the Riven here, but
it must be against Nextrescent, the next highest after Katarina. You think it's
a million points on Katarina, and it's 19 games.
Yeah,
but they leave it up.
The Katarina makes it through, so perhaps we'll see a Nextrescent just first pick Katarina.
When you're one trick like this, you're slamming it, right? You don't care.
But are they a one trick Katarina in the top lane?
I don't know, but they're a one trick Katarina.
That's for sure.
Looks like there's a little bit of discussion going on here because they probably didn't expect to get it. So I'm sure
a little bit of bated
breath,
but a Mordekaiser makes it through. We can imagine this going to top lane. I don't expect this to go.
It could go jungle.
It could.
Dragons played a jungle already this season.
Okay. Fair point.
And then Xin is picked up here.
I'm
interested.
Probably
to see
for our sexy.
If our sexy does the Omni boots on Xin, the new boots.
Curious. Yeah. Extra just feeding into that. And Sion going to be locked in. We've seen this banned away from the Bucks several times. But it will make it through for Light Show.
I think these are maybe the two best champions
CGYM
for both of these players. Like CGYM on Sion and our Sexy on Xin. Probably the best they've looked all year are on these two champs. So that's a good start for Vandal City.
Yeah, we got a call out for Frost-Eye to AP Xin mid for Fennel. I don't reckon we'll see it, but it sure is a possible.
And Bessa top confirms his Mordekaiser jungle.
Imagine so.
But there's still no Katarina, so I guess maybe I got baited with 1,000,000 mastery points, but I don't know.
I think successfully you were baited by the 1,000,000 mastery point Katarina. The Riven ban coming out is going to drop us to the 4th highest mastery for Nextrescent onto the Mbessa.
And Agateo gets Vayne.
Yeah.
So comfort, I would say.
Definitely comfort and a Draven immediate hover. We've seen this hover from BCB in the past, though. Hope plays it a little.
I don't expect
it. I don't expect it. I don't expect the lock-in, but
it's very good into Vayne.
It's really just throwing it on the table and saying, hey, you're going to play the Vayne, I'm going to play the Draven. No. And again, a coward
Vayne
changes the selection.
Play into Draven, so.
Fennel, stop it.
All right, let's see.
She just keeps trying to bait us with Draven.
Yeah. I mean, so far, I see the composition coming through for Vandal City. I don't see it
unless there's a funny flex. I swear it's Xin for Fennel. Man, all right, Frost-Eyed. Frost-Eyed coming in with the intel.
I mean, I'm sure it's just jungle.
You don't have to be afraid of him.
They could flex it, but I hope that they play jungle because that's what they've looked best on. Okay, some additional bans coming out. Minty's champion still has to be picked. A Regnant's champion, so
of course
saving
Ari
them towards later in the draft.
Ari ban coming across. This is probably going to be Galio or Lux.
They do ban a jungler.
So no Vayne. So yeah, we're going to take away the Lulu Vayne combination, making sure that Agateo kill leader's not going to get a bunch of free Lulu support.
Yeah,
just saw it on the stage last match.
Also good on Mbessa.
Oh yeah, very good on Mbessa. Buys time for Mordekaiser to be chilling alone in the Death Realm. AP Xin is so OP this patch. I'm going to check my calendar and say there's not a whole lot of data to pull that from. But yeah, AP Xin has had completely broken patches in the past. So I'm curious to see that. That's definitely one that I would expect Fennel or our Sexy to bring to the stage for LCC.
I think our Sexy might build at AP, but I still think it's going to be our Sexy.
I would imagine.
All right, let's see what they lock in here. I want to see them
be support.
I think probably a support pick here, something with the Ashe that's gonna Ashe Seraphine, and that's a crazy impressive lane. One thing I don't like about that is Chestnut and Seraphine. It feels like those playstyles don't necessarily match. So I want to see Chestnut still be a playmaker on Seraphine.
I want to see encores that don't miss.
Big encores.
Encores that don't miss sounds like a good time to me. Let's see it, Chestnut.
All right, how do they round it out?
Ooh, this rush hour bot lane.
Yeah, Thresh Vayne. Okay, there's kill angles here. I think Seraphine and Ashe will just be able to push him out, but Thresh might be able to just roam.
I mean, I'm looking at the shape of it right now, and I'm feeling like I'm looking at two teams that got what they want.
Let's see how they round it out here. I think Minty has to pick, and
Ooh,
Mel is basically a Seraphine counter. I actually really like that. So a really strong
and the arrow.
Mel angle. Yeah, this is
potential
good, and it's very safe for Minty. Minty needs to get back on track. To be honest, he had a great end of the season last year, and he has not performed this season. If Targon are going to win games, Minty has got to start playing well, and Mel could be his way back into that.
Yeah, but I think just keep playing it like cool, collected. You do not need to find solo kills to win the game.
Okay, so
it's Jace. So this should secure that. Zen Shao should be in the jungle, but we've seen our sexy play. I'm just gonna wait for it to settle. We'll just give it a moment. They can stop janking our chain around.
Yeah, I think it probably will be Jace jungle, but I think it's so optimal.
We've seen our sexy play Jace jungle.
I think the Zen ganks are a little bit better than the Jace ganks.
I do think Jace also lanes better in the Mel, but that maybe that passive is just, I don't know what I'm talking about, but...
Lane, and we do not know much, if anything, about Nextrescent. So, Nextrescent, big shoes to fill. Yeah, itemization, again, that brand new Doran's bow.
Just gonna hover over it so everybody can get a look.
See, there's no health on it. You get a tiny bit of Omnivamp. It's mostly the attack speed that you're kind of sacrificing all those other stats for. And then you get an extra pot because it's 50 gold cheaper. So,
yep. And this 1.5% Omnivamp, I mean, if we look at it as if you were dealing 100 damage per auto, it's 1.5 HP. And so it's not going to be a lot, but it's going to give you some sustain over the course of the lane. You should not... we could do some fancy math and try to estimate that, but I'm not gonna.
That's a lot less than Cole. Cole gives you 3 health on hit.
That's definitely less than Cole.
So... All right, yeah, we're into lane. Let's see how these lane goes. We said that we were going to talk about the runes a little bit more. We can talk about the change to Comet here, as we do have Comet on Mel in mid lane. So it now works where the further that you can proc it, the more damage it deals at longer range. Fennel maybe finding a little early trade here.
Yep, that lifesteal, extra attack speed. Zin's it's not the 3-talon strike. I forget the name of it. Is maybe the passive, but every third auto attack on the passive will give Zin lifesteal not lifesteal, amount of healing based off AP and life. See, plus 23. So every third auto is going to give Fennel that healing. That also works on towers, which is fun.
Yeah, I mean, Minty. Could have been in trouble there, but doing a good job to just kind of even things out. And Jungler's starting on opposite sides of the map this time. So Dragon starting bot side, R-Sexy starting top. They will kind of change sides here. It looks like R-Sexy going to do a single quadrant and then reset. So we haven't actually seen this strategy from a lot of them. A quick miss here from Oregnon as that first hook of the game will just go wide. But definitely an interesting jungle path here from our sexy. Fennel going to look in. The 3-talon strike will land. Gets the knock up on a Minty. Ignite will go down, but Minty is going to just be able to back out just far enough. There is no flash on Fennel, but still definitely when become lightning could be, kind of that ranged damage.
Yeah, so I was talking about there's availability for Zin to go for that all-in, and Minty just needs to make sure, okay, I'm playing it back, I'm keeping my HP up, don't provide the opening, and Zin is going to have a hard time scaling into this lane. If you provide those openings, you're going to get chunked out and be forced to blow your own flash or give away kills.
Okay, mid laners resetting here. Nextrescent, our brand new player, settling into the match, okay? Like, has a preferred matchup, and Bessa should win this lane, at least at the start. But yeah, starting to put a little bit more pressure down, and CGYM is going to, try and soak up some of this. It looks like, junglers kind of heading different directions. Our sexy will take this first scuttle, and Dragon should get top scuttle uncontested as well. Nice dodge here from Nextrescent. Look, some pretty good micro from this player.
Yep, again, this is our first game in this top lane matchup so far. CGYM going to be looking for a reset, expecting a teleport back out. Reset going to be canceled by Nextrescent, so trying to make this all this chip damage stick.
Oregnon doing a good job. Get that lane ward out, so that does buy his Tri-Brush some safety. Anytime that you, as a support, you can force the enemy team to put wards into lane brushes, that means that you're buying your jungler a little bit of extra protection.
A little bit of extra knowledge. Oregon trying for this cancel. He's not scared. Runs forward. Finds the hook.
It's a reset from only Chestnut. The immediate exhaust does come down. A flash, condemn into the wall. The tumble forward and a first blood as Hope and Chestnut not on the same page, not aligned, and the Targon Titans find the first kill of the match.
And it just must. Oregon in complete confidence in that play, walking up, dropping the ward, and I don't know if Hope and Chestnut were on both looking at the shop. But in the end, Hope resets just a moment before, and Chestnut eats the hook, blows flash, blows heal after the play, and ends up giving over first blood to our LCC kill leader, Agateo.
There's a Jace gank, lands some shock blast damage, but I mean that does push Minty a little bit further out of lane, so it's not going to be enough to actually find a kill here, but it will definitely find some pressure. Minty now looking at a little cheater recall. Decides better of it anyway. So, okay, Fennel is going to start to feel comfortable in this lane. Is down in farm here. Hasn't been able to actually pick up the farm. But definitely now has some pressure. Next Stressant knows that there's a transition gank mid. So looking to assert the Ambessa play here topside. Very nice play there.
Yep, we see the gank coming through. But Fennel should be able to back away from this very safely.
Here. Yeah.
So we've got two trying to open up the play for them to self-take the dragon. I like the look. Next stress at level 6, jumping into a
jumping into a charge Q is rough. Okay, Hope and Chestnut are here. The hook lands, but so does the rest of it. Beautiful dash over the wall. Flash from Minty out as Sexy found 3 with that hammer fall over the wall. That was really nice timing, and so Chestnut and Home on that roam. They get the mid laner flash, and they're going to get the pressure to take this objective off of that.
Hold the dragon outside of the shock blast. Our Sexy's going to be a little perturbed at that one.
Pinks are down. But it looks like Agateo and Oregon could maybe find a way in, but they're only level 5. There's no ultimates here.
No arrow
CC out,
for
root lands. The hook in from Oregon and the flay out, but that he's just sacrificed himself. Condemn against our Sexy into the wall. Agateo doing what he can, but Fennel is here. The secondary run from Chestnut, and things are going perfect for the Vandal City Buckaroos. Hope picks up a double kill, and it's a solo kill. It's a trade kill topside.
Okay.
I got really excited there. While that was happening, yeah, they trade kills topside.
Okay, well, we can go take a peek at what happened there before we cheat back to the play.
Okay, so there's the kill under tower, and then the Scion passive. Yep. Okay, close.
Yep. Exciting. Well, we'll get us back to live now.
Okay, Dragon picked up here. Omni boots again. Yeah, so very strong boots. We've seen it. This is our 3rd time that we've seen this item built in 2 games.
Yeah, people want to play. People want to buy the new items.
Same with the Doran spell. I mean, that was the Shyvana rework came through, and we saw Shyvana a lot. They lost a lot of games, but we did see
hook down.
Oh, beautiful hook from Oregon, and this should be a counter kill, but the condemn is not into the wall, and level 6 they have it. They do find the one. Shock blast tumbled away from the root landing here onto Oregon. What can Agateo do in terms of actually dodging out this damage? The hook lands, but it's just not early enough, and it does mean that Agateo will go down. They will be able to chase this one down, and Oregon is going to drop. It goes over to Chestnut.
Our Sexy wandering away with the hammer form. Just not enough damage. Oregon kill going over to Chestnut.
There's a 2-for-1 at the end of that play. 2 kills onto both carries here. Just a slight overextension there from Hope and Chestnut in the bot lane.
That shock blast just barely missing for our Sexy to pick up a kill just on the entry into the lane, but we'll find 2 of them on the back end of the play.
Oh, there's no
the Enchanted Crystal Arrow connects.
Yeah. Sorry,
No, you're good. There's action happening. There's things to talk about.
Oh,
Dragon is here in the lane.
Only level 5 does not have ultimate to actually pull him out, but look at the slow coming through, and they find another kill. We talked about the claws. It's not just Thresh, it's the Mordekaiser as well. They find a pick onto Hope back-to-back. Nice play.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming down onto this Ashe. Going to struggle to find a foothold in this game, as I imagine on the reset. Yeah, Agateo 700 gold, 3,800 total net worth. But rushing these Berserker Greaves first, going to have a difficult time getting over to that, or not a difficult time, but just a slightly delayed first item. as a result, but those Greaves allowing him to find these rundowns in the plays, and it's looking great. This is, as we mentioned, a huge comfort pick for Agateo. The Vayne, he's our kill leader for LCC.
Ultimate in from CGYM, but counter ulti from Nextressen. There's no mana here, but Fennel and Arsexy will support their top laner. Shock Blast through the gate, and the kill given over to Fennel. So they get on the board. I told you after the draft I thought this was going to be back and forth. We're 5-6, basically tied up in kills and in gold. Dragon now here with a bit of a vision play.
Yep, no
Try
vision
and find
right
something.
now.
He's just going to walk up. So Arsexy will smite that first Void Grub. Who just missed with a shot.
Unsure about fighting for another one. Oregon is here on the blind side of the play, but I imagine that BCB's got to know that Oregon's made his way up
The call
here.
is out.
Back away.
Nextressen on the reset. Was on the reset back, and CGYM still very low from that initial play.
And so BCB just decided to say, we're not going to try to overplay our hand this time. We know Oregon is coming up. We've got our free kill. We've got our free takeaway from the Kevin spawn, and we're just going to be happy with that.
Yeah, so they get 2 of the Void Grubs, and they give over 2 plates. Here's ultimate in from Dragon. He's 3 levels down, but he's got him in the Death Realm. Can he land a bit more damage? It's going to be enough. They donate it over to top lane, so things going very well for Targon. And again, it's a left punch, right punch, back and forth between these teams, 6-6, and we're within a couple hundred gold here.
Yeah, it's a couple hundred gold across the net value, but we can look into the jungle and we see a different story. 1,300 gold advantage over onto Arsexy, 200 gold advantage over onto CGYM, and really where it's coming back is Minty on this Mel. Range matchup into the melee Xin Shao, and feeling quite comfortable as a result.
And this, for me, has been one of the questions of the season because he played so well last year. As we see in Engage here, again, Fennel going in for the play onto Minty. They dive with both, and they find the kill. And I'm so glad I didn't say anything because that would have been a caster curse, but I didn't say anything. All right? I didn't even have time to. All right. Attention, we'll go back to our lanes. We'll go back to our jungles. We've got a dragon in 45 seconds.
Yep, Arsexy making the most of this this Jace jungle. I've personally seen him play it quite a bit, and making the most of that. Yomu's trying to roam out for a gank. It doesn't even look like there's that much of a gank opportunity, but we're setting up with the Xin. We're going in for this double kill, and they just find a moment, and that's all it takes. Minty is 6 feet under, playing the gray screen simulator.
Yeah, I mean, up until that point, had definitely played a very good game. So, needs to find a way back. And this is kind of when Sion can turn things around. Has that item built. And Oregon is going to get caught out here. Nice exhaust on a Hope. Flashes away. Might be able to get out. If he can land a hook under tower, just misses that hook, which means that they will find enough damage. Nextressen now in trouble. Has to flash out. But it's a flash in from Arsexy down under tower. A big turret shot coming through. More turret shots down onto CGYM. Nextressen is going to get 1. Will she get 2? No, and Bessa only picks up the 1. So a great job to turn it in a 1-for-1 after the gank came through from Arsexy.
Yep, trading in the 1-for-1, but at the end of the day, Arsexy is continuing to find successful plays. Yes, it's a trade, and yes, the dragon is up, and they're probably going to lose that objective, but plates are taken, and Arsexy is trying to make the most of this Jace jungle in the ways that it's able to play. You're not the strongest at taking a dragon. You're not able to tank the objective while your team goes for the play. You have to find other openings. But that being said, a dragon going over to blue side is going to stifle any angles that BCB had for stacking up a dragon for themselves.
It makes it 1 each, and that's very... I mean, that's really going to slow down the dragon stacking for either of these teams. So, Oregon
looking for a hook
another
out.
row mid.
Fennel is in range.
Oh, that was nearly perfect, and Fennel was scared. And so the Crescent Guard in defense...
Yeah, but not willing to give over the free kill. Didn't want to drop flash, so I think Crescent Guard's the right choice. Arsexy punishing the Oregon in Rome, catches him out in a blind or in a bush that. Okay, no, he just placed that there.
Yeah.
I was about to say, oh my goodness, on vision.
Walking into that.
But just trying to clear out vision for his mid laner, and will be punished for it. So Fennel forced to burn Crescent Guard, but in the end of the day, Oregon given over a kill.
This is the importance of vision, right? I mean, if they had just walked through that bush, if any of their team had put a ward down while they were walking through, that would not have happened. So instead, Arsexy going to take advantage of that and uses the lack of vision to find another kill. That's 4-0-4 on the Jace jungle here.
And has a hubris on deck already, so 15 stacks.
2 items, right?
Yeah, feeling very comfortable. Only a Rylai is available for Dragon at the moment. We have an engage top side.
Yeah, it's a fully stacked Conquer from Nextrescent. Dragon and a Reganon are here as well. So the ultimate under tower. CGYM going to try and escape. At least we'll get one more wave before he goes down.
Yep, we'll see what happens to him here. Imagine that a kill is going to go over, and it's probably going to be donated over to Agateo.
Oh, he didn't reset. I think he could have just reset. But here's the Condemn. One more auto from Agateo.
One more auto will snag it. So CGYM giving over a kill.
What can they get?
Nothing really on the board for them to get, but they can get some pushing done.
Yeah. It's actually an okay time for CGYM to die, I think.
It's, it's...
Good death?
Get in the chat. Good death.
Good death?
Engage
right,
down bot side.
Looking for Minty, and if Fennel can start to find solo kills, this would change the matchup. Here's the Crescent Guard, but there's nobody in, so Reganon able to queue in afterwards. Beautiful Lantern. When Become Lightning will miss. The ultimate coming through, also a miss. A flashing from Minty, misses another stun. The arrow goes wide. The hook will land. Minty nearly dead, though. The Encore over the wall.
170 healing on that third auto.
I hope that it's all too much damage went wide.
And both teams balk at the situation and decide, we'll come back to it later.
What did I just watch?
Never mind, flash forward on Dragon. He has no fear. He said, I wasn't part of that fight. I want in. Flash out looking for a claw. CGYM says, no, that's my bot lane. And he joins a TP down to the area. I'll remind everybody, there is no Dragon. There's no objective to fight for here. Crystal Arrow is on cooldown, but a Reganon finds a hook down into the tower.
That's a huge claw in from Dragon, but our Sexy is 2 levels up. Smite down from Dragon onto our Sexy, but look at the shielding. I mean, Mordekaiser's not a balanced champion. It's a shutdown solo kill in the Death Realm, and they find the snipe on the way back. Here comes Nextrescent on the back. Hope down. Chesta had to flash out. CGYM the only one remaining. Fennel not here for this fight. Down bot lane. And it is going to be Targon winning this team fight. A massive team fight win on the back of Dragon, killing our Sexy in the Death Realm.
Yep, that Death Realm is brutal. And our Sexy coming into this fight was 4-0-5. And now 4-1-5, going to be dropped down. That Hubris going to be losing some effectiveness. And a huge pickup from Targon to really cut the legs out from under BCB as they were just getting going. Fennel fighting down onto Nextrescent.
Let's watch this.
There's so much healing onto Fennel. Watch this. 183 from that third auto. 196 now. There's so much healing. 227. The Omnivamp boots are
should win. It's a big win. Yeah, easy. Okay, so this is the momentum still not on the side.
And check out here. So this Dusk and Dawn finished before that fight. It was it's been there for a little bit, but has not gotten to fight. So 268 damage. Delta Champions. 235 healing. And we can see bonus damage, 615 bonus damage, and 177 bonus healing. We'll keep an eye on those throughout the game. But our first,
they both had the Omnivamp boots. It's just you had the mid lane like tier 3 upgraded Omnivamp boots. So.
Yeah, and Ambessa's silly. So.
Ambessa given a couple kills, right?
And if Ambessa feeling quite good in this game, been really putting the pressure down on CGYM on. I would say Sion, his signature champion so far.
Yeah, definitely Nextrescent coming in, looking good. I mean, 11-11. If you guys wanted a close game, but these teams have delivered for you this evening. So definitely, if you didn't get to vote in chat with your points, make sure you let them know with your messages who you're rooting for. I see TQ, pretty big fan of Nextrescent here. I love to see that. So let's see if our players here on Bandle City and Targon can continue to deliver. We've got our third dragon spawning, and both these teams are setting up a fight. Okay, nice defensive vision here from the Buckaroos, and it does look like CGYM on a nice flank, so Targon has to make a decision. Will they get pinched in? Okay, Lantern in. They're going to make the play. It's the Condemn on CGYM. The ultimate on the way through will make them slow. This could be... Chestnut could find the Encore across them all, but there's no ultimate coming through. Nextrescent in onto the back fight. It is going to be multiple down from either team, but Dragon in the Death Realm finding more. Our Sexy can still find some damage. Shock Blast over the wall trying to find Agateo, but it's a double kill, and it's 2 for 4 as our Sexy the only one remaining for the Buckaroos, and Targon win that fight. What a scrappy fight. Back and forth, many different sides to it, but both Nextrescent and Dragon actually playing really impactful roles in pulling the right people out of the fight at the right moments.
Yeah, that Rylai's plays a huge measure in Mordekaiser's ability to influence a team fight. And on the back end of the play, we see some hesitation from Agateo and the rest of Targon to get back onto that dragon. They say, let's push up these lanes and try to make the safe play. Agateo knows that he's low. He knows that a single shot blast could take him out. And so we see Targon splitting over to the dragon, and Arsexy trying to sneak it, but going to be canceled off by just the quick check from Next.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't know if they could...
A hook lands down now onto Chestnut. This could be another kill as Agateo is here. The Encore over the top will buy him time. He's half HP.
Yeah, Agateo is
playing towards Agateo.
Arsexy could just make this turn. Jace has a lot of damage, but there's no... It's all bursty. It's all at once. And there's no acceleration gate. There's no shock blast to come through. Dragon here is going to use a big Herald play to actually get moved down closer to his team. And the hook, he pulls him in. Wait, it was a steal.
Oh, a steal down from Arsexy onto the Dragon. Hope dropped low, though. Dragon will fall. CGYM stands here alone as his tower is destroyed by the Herald. And now Agateo will find himself another kill onto the Scion, uncontested.
Yeah, this is so unfortunate that Dragon is mid, so there's no smite secure. But Arsexy with the, I believe it was a shock blast, just looking at the positioning, able to find a nice steal. And they don't see him here. He's in with, you see him with that sweeper. He could find a way in. A root from Chestnut will land, and they find a lot of burst damage here onto a Reganon. Will the hook? No, it goes just wide.
Unfortunately, it is only just onto a Reganon. And Arsexy will be wanting that damage to land down onto Agateo. This Vayne is a killer. 2 items completed. Of course, not the first 1 to 2 items completed. He is not insanely fed, but Agateo on this Vayne pick is just a menace.
Okay, so that was a really smart play from Dragon to Herald down to rejoin his team. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I mean, it was a really heads-up decision to use that objective. Not only did they get the mid tower, but then he found that hook onto Hope. Hope, who started out 3-1, struggling now to find his place in this game, and it makes a lot of sense. He's got a lot of pieces on the enemy team that want to try and find a way onto him.
We saw a lot of difficulty in the early game for Ashe. There was definitely some openings, and I think it's still remaining. It's Ashe, Seraphine.
Next
the late game.
Looking to make a play, but all the members of Vandal City here to cover CGYM. Arsexy and Chestnut were early on that roam, so no vision, just a little chip damage.
Just a little bit of chipping. Next Crescent could look for the rundown here, though, as CGYM is standing next to his outer tower. He's dropped to half HP. Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands down in the enemy in their jungle onto a Reganon. He's dropped low. Encore to finish it out, and they say, we're just going to drop 2 ultis. We're going to secure this kill.
That is both. I will say that's both the Enchanted Crystal Arrow and the Encore onto an out-of-position support.
It's both, but I'm looking around, and I'm saying, good use.
Yeah, and
what else are they going to use it for if not to pick up a kill? And they find one.
It does feel like Baron's on the table, but it's not an option. So I agree, good use. I like it.
Yeah, if we want to see them coming out, Next Crescent finding 2 in the bot side, but imagine will not choose to pick a fight. I'm really looking at Hope and Chestnut. We may see Next Crescent try to find an engage there, but likely both teams are just going to back away for the next 100 seconds or so, and we'll see another fight.
I think Next Dragon is our next fight. I do think to be honest, with Ambessa and Vayne, they definitely do have the damage, and then, of course, with Ashe, Xin, and Jace, both teams have the damage. They have the capability of Baron, but the game state is so close that it's not comfortable, and so I don't think we'll see it until after the Next Dragon.
Yeah, nobody wants to rock the boat too much, as I think both teams have got to be feeling that the game is pretty close. It's 18-15. There's 1 dragon to 2. It's 2 towers to 2.
We're within 100 gold.
Yep,
here,
it's
so.
within 100 gold. It's 2 Kevins to 1 Kevin. Either team can still take this. Of course, we're looking at the scaling factors. We got Agateo on this Vayne pickup. He's on 2.5 items. There's 2.5 items for Pope.
Yeah.
So even it's really only 1,000 gold difference between our 2 marksmen, as Dragon and Next Crescent look for a pickup onto Scion CGYM.
There's ultimate used out. We take a look at Vandal City. We see Encore is almost back up for Chestnut.
But so this is a dangerous
that's
situation.
That's what they'll want to fight around. Now there's no Scion ulti here. Encore is not yet on cooldown. Will try and buy some space. Big chunk damage does land on a Minty. Reganon misses the hook wide. Encore goes out. It's a whiff. Only finds 1. And this means a flash in from Dragon into the Death Realm. CGYM tries to peel.
No Death Realm.
No Death Realm. I apologize.
Death Realm cooldown already burned. But yeah, Dragon trying to flash forward for a claw, trying to finish out the end of that play. And all this time, Fennel on the top side, making the most of it for BCB, trying to say, okay, we've got this pressure built up for ourselves. How can we get something out of it? But at the same time, Targon already eviscerating that Dragon. This could be a signature LCC overstay. Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands down. That'll be a 3-second stun to follow up. CGYM is finding this kill on
nice flash out from Nextrescent. It's a diving from Arsexy. They need to find damage onto Arsexy. Agateo will find the kill. He was the threat. Agateo now diving forward. Tumble, bumble. He finds another. It's a double kill already. CGYM the last remaining. Fennel in base coming to the fight, but it won't be enough. It's 4 down. As all 4 are found. Agateo dancing his way throughout the fight. 9 kills on the Vayne. And the Targon Titans finally look like a team.
Yeah, we gotta throw it to a replay for that one, and let's get a close-up eye on Vayne. Dancing through this team fight. Let's go just a little further.
Yeah, so Nextrescent, the early target here, did get picked out. That big burst damage flashed out. Bot made R60 come in so deep into this fight, but already that burst was down. Then Chestnut and Hope on the side. You can see the call is to go on to Agateo, but Oregano and Targon walk up for free after that. And then Agateo, nice shield here. The lantern being thrown down from Oregano just to give a little bit of resistance here.
Just whoa. Just don't come on.
Scion just too slow in the passive. So really nice dancing there from the Agateo. I mean, that's what you come to expect out of him, right?
That's that Vayne gameplay. And after Arsexy is dropped, that big damage threat is gone, and CGYM just doesn't have the threat to make yeah, we can push it a little further. But there's just no threat from CGYM to stop Agateo from just pushing deeper into the fight and going for Hope. He's slamming down his spells, but just can't put out enough damage to be able to dissuade Vayne from pushing in.
It wasn't at Dragon, but that was our Dragon fight that we had talked about. So
no, I said next 90 or 100 seconds. I was right.
I do wonder now if 25 minutes in, a little bit extra gold in everybody's pocket, especially in the pocket of Vayne, if we're now potentially at the Baron dance. We could see that come through. Nice mid pressure here as Targon is going to send 3 towards Baron, and they will at least pull some attention. Here's an arrow out from Hope. It will come through, and it is going to land onto Agateo. It finds a great target, but he's surrounded by his team, and nobody else is there. So ultimate down, and they're onto it.
Yep, the arrow looking for Nextrescent to try to set up CGYM and potentially a roam over.
Fennel is ball with no teleport. Has to start running off. Already down to half HP. Chestnut is not here. Arsexy's going to need to try and find a steal. Is he goated? The hook lands from Oregano.
He steals it! Arsexy steals the Baron. There's an immediate dash over the wall from Armbessa to try to find the damage. Arsexy is on the run. Minty Bone is right there. He will find the execution. But an insane steal with just a unpowered blast from over the wall.
I think he just saved the game.
This is looking a lot like last game from TJ in the top side, surrounded by 3. Oregano looking for a hook. A bold a hook completely alone. Fennel could have turned onto that if she was aware that Oregano is completely alone. An insane steal to keep BCB in the game.
He just saved the game for them, because I think if Targon takes the, I think if Targon takes that, then they start to knock down all these towers. Still a lot of outer towers are remaining.
I had vision toggled that whole time, so I think it was just Arsexy finding the moment. Throwing the shock blast out where it was, I think, potentially a missed smite from Dragon. I'm unsure. Everybody just looking at the number as we get down into the Baron fight. Huge play to keep BCB in the game. And they will be able to fight for another objective. 2.5 minutes almost on the next Dragon spawn. This will be 3rd Dragon for both of our teams. 23-16 at 27 minutes in. Oh, it's been a banger. This is the featured matchup, and it's looking like it.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the scoreboard. There's still big shutdowns here for Targon, and so it's still, by stealing that Baron, he kept them from losing the game, but it does not mean that Bandle City is going to win this one. They still need to find good ways forward, and so this is definitely a back and forth game. They're not out of the woods yet. They need to find a way into these team fights, and it's becoming harder and harder to actually find Vayne, with realistic and impactful damage. Yeah, Bastion Breaker, one of the newer items that came out this year. We don't see it that often. It's a late game lethality item. So
I don't think I've ever seen that item.
He's gone Voltaic as well. That's Voltaic had a rework. So the Cyclosaurn. So yeah, definitely full lethality build.
So this Dusk and Dawn, I don't think Fennel's managed to get too many duels or team fights in after purchasing it. finding herself pushing on the side lanes, but we've got the Riftmaker and the Immortal Path to round out this healing Xin Shao build. I guess it's AP Xin Shao. It feels a little weird to call it AP Xin Shao, but it is.
And
looking for that damage.
Xin has really been relegated to pushing side lanes without teleport this game. So,
Regan caught out 1v3 in the top side of the map.
Fights. All right, ultimate's going down. And a secondary hook will land. Dragon picking a pretty defensive path here. Anybody that comes through should get cut off. Nice arrow might actually end up saving them.
Arrow.
And Dragon just walks away from this, lets our Sexy in, so our Sexy finds a ton of damage there, and Oregano will go down at the end of this. He's going to blast cone in, make it nice and swift, but
hands another Hubris stack. Hubris takedown over to our Sexy, and I don't mind the play running up top, 1v3 advantage, try to put some pressure down to CGYM. But really over pushing down into that tower. Eating an Enchanted Crystal Arrow, which they know is available.
A Dragon Flash.
And then the follow-up. So I love the rotate over from BCB. And this is at odds with what we see them do in other games, which is take fights in the side lanes a little too far out. And I mentioned that, and here we have one. But Fennel taking up pressure.
Does Minty go down?
And pushing in. No, Minty will survive.
Lived. Yeah,
at sub 100 HP, so quite close. But pulling all this pressure over, this is not what I was talking about, which is that I think a common vulnerability for BCB is in the 20 to 26 minutes into the game, we start to see 1 or 2 picks out in the side lanes, whether that's from overextending to look for a play for themselves, or just being caught out by the enemy team. And so it's great to see them playing reactively there and managing to rotate everybody over. You can tell they were already on the rotation to answer it before it occurred.
Yeah, I will say when you're strong siding one side of the map, you got to expect that you're going to get attention on the other side of the map. So Fennel should have known better, ends up getting caught out and dying for a 4th time. Minty narrowly getting away with his life. Honestly, probably should have died as well. So pretty close here, and we're back to another Dragon fight. Okay, it's about 1,000 gold lead for Bandle City. They've done a great job to claw this one back. Our Sexy stole a Dragon, stole a Baron. Can he steal a win?
Battle lines are drawn, and CGYM just
This
revealed himself up in the mid lane.
Very important. Bandle City onto the objective first. CGYM split from his team, needs to find the engage in. Hook will land in onto Chestnut. The engage in onto the back. Both sides being split. Next, Tresson and Chestnut both already down. Fennel trying to find a way in. Our Sexy trying to find the poke from the side. Hope and Agateo into each other's face. Agateo has to tumble away. Our Sexy will dash forward. The condemn is not enough. And the Bandle City Buckaroos begin to buck around together. They're going to find 3, and they're going to win the team fight.
And I think they might be looking for the in. We've got to teleport down immediately to the top side of the map. We have 4 standing for BCB, and they don't want to waste this opportunity. 31 minutes in, they don't pick up the Dragon. Dragon going over to Targon, so Dragon picking up the Dragon, I imagine. But we've got to teleport down, and we've got CGYM sieging the base. This Scion wants blood. 631 stacks on the Heartsteel. Oreganon is trying to defend, but Minty is low HP as well.
The rest of
not going to drop the shield. Minty is so low. CGYM could find the
Ultimate
kill.
In,
One auto in the smackdown onto Minty. Not enough time to be able to get away, and Oreganon not finding the Lantern to keep him alive. BCB.
Dragon up in 5 seconds. They need to find a little bit of time here. Next Russian dives into the back. Hope is dead, and that down goes our Sexy as well. So here, Fennel really the only damage left. If they can kill Fennel now onto CGYM, CGYM will not be able to kill the Nexus with all of these. All of this attention. What can the counter momentum swing back? Can they just run down mid? It's 45 seconds on all these death timers. I don't think they can actually end. There's too much in their base.
Yeah, 52 seconds on CGYM, and pings are down onto Baron. There are 2 inhibs down, but there's going to be an opening for them to run out to this Baron. Our Sexy stole the last one, but he's 30 seconds left on the gray screen. Yeah,
there should be Baron going over to Targon, but it's not the game. It's just going to be Baron. Chestnut could play this sneaky here. Needs to try... Oh, is spotted out by that Vision Ward.
Yeah, one thing to note is that there is no teleport available for the back door on the side of BCB. Teleport invested by CGYM to open up that initial push, but at the end of the day, it's an open Nexus with 2 inhibs down, and so there is an opening for BCB to try to find a back door should the stars align, but this Baron will be taken down.
And it goes on to everyone, so even though Minty had died, he gets the Baron. So yeah, a big counter swing. I mean, they held on, but there's no Nexus towers. I mean, a teleport into the base could be all that it takes. We're fully in the late game here at 33 minutes in. We're within 1,500 gold at this point.
These towers already halfway back to spawning, though.
Yeah,
it's crazy how fast they go. But they will not be there at full HP. Of course, they will be quick to take down if you have any sort of minions in the base to reduce the backdoor protection. Reagan trying for a hook on Arsexy. I'm not sure it's one he would have wanted.
Yeah, he's in deep. If Arsexy finds him over the wall, this would not be good for Reagan. But there are 4. It's a 4 versus 4 right now. Dragon is mid. Look at Dragon mid. Dragon has Baron. So he's got a nice push here. CGYM is going to collapse from top lane, but it's a 4 versus 4 down here as resets come through. Regan and Minty resetting, which means that the momentum will shift.
They've got their home guards to be able to defend. There is no second tier tower for them to be able to have to defend. So perhaps just had some purchases that they needed to make.
Yeah, CGYM 3 levels up, level 19 as a top laner. Fennel trying to find something. Hook going just wide. Will miss on a Fennel Dragon. Okay, losing this 1v1. CGYM very strong in the 1v1. Puts him into the Death Realm, but it's a Death Realm disengage.
Yeah, and Dragon does not have teleport. CGYM doesn't either. But it does mean that both teams are going to have to work with what they've got.
So Minty has to peel. There's vision here. They see.
Yeah, Minty peeling off to go look for the clear.
It looks like both teams somewhat indecisive, but if Fennel can find an engage, just when become lightning onto Agateo. The Encore through is going to be next stress and already down. Agateo has to tumble his way through, but his team has abandoned him. They are no more. And the Bandle City Buckaroos are going to find all 3 in this team fight, and they're going to push through to win. I can't believe that.
The
Targon
patience
split.
The patience from BCB is going to pay off. In the end, Targon says, we've got 4 bot, we've got 1 push in mid. We have to back up to clear, but they just keep their 3 standing so far out. And in the end, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, which the whole time they know that BCB's got in their pocket, just comes out to force the play as soon as BCB felt absolutely comfortable it was going to happen, because they could have, of course, pulled the trigger as soon as they saw Minty Bun alone.
It really was Fennel's Wind Become Lightning onto Agateo that spelled the end of that one, but still Baron up, which means that Agateo up in 10 seconds, next Stressen up in 10 seconds. They will survive to fight one more day, and the call is going to be Dragon. And so it's 3 inhibitors down.
Yep, and one thing we can check in on the builds now, we're going to start to see completed builds coming through. We've got 2,800 gold sitting on Arsexy's bank that he's just not really able to spend. We've got a fully complete build, so until he starts swapping out pieces with some upgrades, he's going to be chilling. We've got completed build coming in for CGYM soon, going for that Thornmail. Hook out from a Reganon, but you don't want this one, buddy.
He will go down if they decide to spend anything on it, but they don't. The call is out. Big arrow from far away does land on the Dragon.
It's got to be disengaged, but huge poke down on the Dragon. Arrow and a power shock blast over the top.
It's pretty short cooldown at this point. I don't mind the arrow going down.
Nope, don't mind it at all. Arrow already over a 0.25% off cooldown. Got no action. You can check the cooldown. 53 seconds. And this is going to be triple supers walking down the way from fresh inhib takes. BCB have all the space in the world to work with. We just need to see them do it together.
Take a look at the vision score from Bandle City. Triple sweeper, double range scryer out. And so they're very focused on their vision. They're on average up about 20 vision, 15 to 20 vision. So yeah, I mean definitely working together as a team.
Next
Stressen is the target, it looks like. Lots of attention being spent. Dragon pretty far up. Will flash out instead of taking the lantern there for him. Didn't trust that lantern.
So no vision really available for either of these teams trying to move into the darkness.
A little bit of burst landing on Agateo.
Nice hook lands down onto Fennel, but she is in a safe position. They know that everybody's in the base.
Winions.
Yeah, the base. They're trying to back Crystal Arrow to stop the reset.
But he returns
it. But still, resets are stopped. 1 comes through, and 4 will return. 4 are on the run.
I mean, we have to look at the base because they're just losing 2 minions already.
One tower down.
Gone. Oregon finds a hook, but this is the end march as the Buckaroos are collapsing down onto Targon's base. What can Targon do in their final hour? Another hook onto the tank again.
Free autos for Vayne onto Scion's definitely not going to feel too bad as a way to open up. But
he misses. Agateo.
Huge damage down onto him.
Yeah.
But we've got a almost full build Vayne. There's still 2 items left to go. A Jock Show completed. and trying to build out something. I don't have time to think about it right
40
now.
seconds onto the next Baron, and complete control for Vandal City. That's all 3 inhibitors down. They return, they get that mid inhib, and it could just be a nice steady call. They want to go to the Baron. Both these teams know how important this game is. Vandal City don't want to throw it. It's been such a back and forth game. They're playing it a little bit timid here, and for good reason, because this game means so much to both these organizations here at this point of the season. Again, whoever wins this is borderline guaranteed 4th, which means they get side selection in the playoffs. I mean, that's what this means, is side selection in the playoffs. So,
which, as we've mentioned, blue side has been consistently strong, and so it's not nothing. That side selection is impactful, and we have Baron getting started up now by BCB.
Yeah, realistically, there's no way for Targon to contest this. They've done such a good job pushing in all 3 lanes, and so it is going to be an uncontested Baron. It should be a clean reset into all 5 walking out. That's what I'd like to see. If they all press B and walk out together, but we might end up with a little bit of a split here. Agateo tumbling alone in base.
Tumbling alone.
All right, about to hit 40 minutes here. We'll say late game Vayne, definitely something that you can usually rely on, but it feels like Vayne kind of had its moment in this game, and now it's too dangerous to play an AD carry at this stage of the game. There's really no way past this Scion. It's a late game 20 level Scion. I don't think Agateo can find the angles that he was able to earlier in the game.
Level 20, full gear available. And although this is currently a 6-item Vayne, I'm trying to go for that 7th item. It is just difficult to get through a man with that much beef, and stopping off to pick up that Jock Show to increase his survivability, which I'm not trying to knock. It does reduce your damage.
All right, attention going back towards bot lane, and they'll want to keep this Baron spread out. The hook will land on a Fennel. This is as good as it gets, but a nice crescent guard pushes it right into the other side of the wall. Hope finding an angle in forward. Agateo on a sliver of a health bar will go down to a beautiful snipe from CGYM. Hope on the back line. Dragon at least picks up one of his own, but Minty and Agateo already going down. Attention onto the Nexus. Nexus will fall here, and Vandal City Buckaroos are going to find the win at a long-awaited 40-minute back-and-forth fight between these 2 teams.